Rome, the mighty empire that stretched across continents, a place of great power, wealth, and ruthless laws. This was an empire that prided itself on its military might. But what if I told you that the roots of the most romantic day of the year, Valentine's Day, were planted not in poetry and chocolates, but in the defiance of a brutal emperor? That this day of love was born from the courage of a man who risked his life for young lovers? This is the real story of Saint Valentine. In the 3rd century, Rome was constantly at war. The empire needed a steady supply of soldiers, strong men willing to leave behind their families and fight for the glory of Rome. But there was a problem. Many young men weren't eager to go to war. Why? Because they had something more precious to stay for, their wives and families. Believing that marriage made men weak, Emperor Claudius II, also known as Claudius the Cruel, issued a shocking decree. All marriages and engagements were hereby banned. No weddings, no promises of love, nothing that could weaken the resolve of his future soldiers. Imagine being a young couple in love, ready to begin a life together, only to be told that love itself was illegal, that your dreams of a future together were crushed by an emperor's decree. But not everyone obeyed Claudius's decree. Deep in the heart of Rome, a priest named Valentine believed that love was sacred, far more powerful than any emperor's decree. He saw the pain in the eyes of young couples and made a choice. He would marry them in secret. Think about the risk he was taking. If caught, he wouldn't just be punished, he would be executed. But to Valentine, love was worth it. So night after night, he continued his sacred work, bringing hope to those who thought they had none. But Rome had eyes everywhere, and one night the secret ceremonies were discovered. Valentine was arrested and thrown into a cold, dark prison cell. His fate was sealed. The crime? Defying the will of the emperor. His punishment? Death. But even in prison, Valentine's kindness didn't waver. The jailer, moved by the priest's faith, brought his blind daughter to visit him. The girl, innocent and full of curiosity, spent hours speaking with Valentine through the bars. Some say he taught her about faith. Others say he performed a miracle, restoring her sight with a prayer. A miracle or simply a legend? We may never know. But what we do know is that on the night before his execution, Valentine wrote the girl a letter that would echo through the centuries. That's right. The very first Valentine was not a card. It was a farewell letter, written by a man who was about to die for his faith and his love for others. On February 14th, 269 AD, Valentine was led to his execution. He was beaten, stoned, and ultimately beheaded outside the gates of Rome. His crime? Standing up for love. But the story didn't end there. Over time, Valentine's courage was remembered, not just as a tale of martyrdom, but as a symbol of true love. The kind of love that is selfless, unwavering, and brave. The kind of love that defies kings and empires. By the Middle Ages, the legend of Valentine had grown. Poets wrote about love on his feast day, and soon the idea of Valentine's Day as a celebration of romance took hold. First came letters, then cards, then gifts, until centuries later, we arrived at what we know today. And so, Valentine's legacy lives on. But let's not forget what it truly means. It's not about chocolates or fancy dinners. It's about sacrifice, about standing up for what you believe in, about the courage to love, even when the world tells you not to. So this Valentine's Day, whether you're celebrating with a loved one or simply reflecting on the meaning of love, remember the man who started it all, the man who believed that love was worth everything, even his life. If you found this story fascinating, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. What does love mean to you? See you next time.